What's up, YouTube? It's your boy, the Real Rob Blade. Today we're going to talk about how I prepare for a shoot. What do I do right before I have my shoot? And hopefully some of that knowledge will help you out for your preparation for your shoots. So, what do I normally say? Oh yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so today I have a shoot sometime in this afternoon. It is a couple hours from now. And I'm preparing, getting my stuff ready for that shoot. Now, the first thing I do when I prepare for a shoot, I first think about what is a shoot? What am I shooting? What is my subject? What's the light like? So today I'm shooting a birthday shoot. And so which means I'm, well, not which means, but this particular shoot is one subject, so I only have one subject. I'm shooting this shoot outside, of course, and I think that's pretty much all I really need to think about right now. I know that this isn't more of an environmental shoot where I'm going to have a lot of like nature, which is also important to think about as well. And I'll basically kind of go on why I have those thoughts. Those are the first things that I'm thinking about before I prepare for a shoot. Now, the second thing that I do as I prepare for a shoot is I get my lenses ready and I pick my lenses. So I'm going to go into my lenses. Oh, I also pick my photography bag. Most of the time, I use what's called the, this is a heavy bag, the Endurex bag. Endurex. This is an awesome bag because it holds a lot of stuff. So, as I picked this bag, and the reason I picked this bag is because, well, I always use this bag, but I have multiple bags. But the reason I'm going to use this bag, and I use it all the time, because it holds so many different things. So, let's look at the, I'm going to look at the bag. I'm going to pull some stuff out the bag. And first thing I'm going to do is, I'm going to choose my lenses. So, the first lens that I want to choose for this is my prime lenses. Some people do use some zoom lenses, but I prefer to use a lot of my primes when I do photo shoots, especially if it's not a moving subject and I have time to set up the shot. So the lenses that I choose to use today is, I think it's part of the trinity of lenses. I'm not sure. The trinity is basically, they have like 3 top lenses. But my first lens I'm going to use is my 35mm 1.8 lens. Now, the reason I'm choosing this lens particularly is because even if I'm not shooting environmental shots, there may be some times I want a little bit more of the environment in my shot. So I'm going to choose this lens because of that. It's a birthday shoot as well, so I might not be shooting everything as tight as I might shoot everything as tight. So I'm going to bring this lens. I may not use it, but I want to make sure I have it just in case. Second lens I'm definitely going to bring is my 85mm lens. I love this 85mm lens. It has great bokeh. Bokeh is basically, trying to describe bokeh. So bokeh is basically like sort of like the blur in the background and how it like makes like smooth backgrounds. I'm trying to keep it simple, so maybe one day I'll do a video on bokeh. The other lens that I'm going to choose today is my well, let me go back to the 85. So I love this lens. I love it. It's really sharp. On top of having great bokeh, and it's really good for tight shots. And when I mean tight shots, I don't just mean like waist up shots, but sometimes I shoot whole body shots with this. Plus, I know that I'm shooting at a location in which I'll be able to move back. So for 85mm lens to get a whole body, if I want to shoot a whole body, I have to go a little further back. And I know that I will be able to do that at the place that I'm shooting at. So that's why I'm going to bring this lens. The second lens I'm going to bring, the third lens is this 50mm lens. Now, I actually don't use this 50 as often. They call it the nifty 50 because you can use it for everything, but I actually don't use it as much. but I'm gonna bring it anyway. This is more like a just in case lens, just in case I want to use it. Yeah, just in case I want to use it. So I'm gonna make sure I'm picking this lens to bring today. Now there is one more lens I'm going to bring today, and that actually is a zoom lens. I spoke about before, and it is my 24-70 lens. Now this is a Sigma lens, 2.8, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually love this lens. This lens is a workhorse. Now, it's not a prime lens. It's a zoom lens, so I'll be able to zoom back and forth. And supposedly they say zoom lenses aren't as sharp, but this is crazy sharp. Now I'm bringing this lens as just a backup lens, just in case maybe something happens to those lenses, those other lenses when I'm there, and I need a backup lens, or just in case I want to just do this lens as just in case I want to use this lens, because this is an amazing lens. I love this lens. So the first step I do is pick my lenses. The second step is charge all my batteries. I charge all my batteries. Well, I charge my camera batteries. So I make sure I charge my camera batteries. Now I have multiple batteries for my cameras, which I'll go into in a minute. But I make sure I charge all of my batteries, just in case. You never know what's going to happen in the shoot. Whether or not something is just going to break or just die or something like that. So I make sure I charge all my batteries, and for those batteries that aren't charged, I make sure I have extra batteries. So for example, I will be shooting with light today, and I have my trigger right here, my Godox trigger. It takes AA batteries. I make sure that in my bag I have extra AA batteries, just in case something dies. I always carry extra AA batteries. Another thing I do is charge the batteries of my lights. Now, part of charging the battery lights, you also have to pick what lights you're going to use. Now, altogether, I have about, if you count my on-camera flashes, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lights. And I don't charge the batteries of all 6 lights. I just charge the batteries of what I'm using today. As I said earlier, I'm shooting outside, so I'm going to use my 8600 just in case I have to fight some of the light. Now, on top of that, just a little background is that today it looks like an overcast day, so I may not have to fight the sun that much. But I'm going to bring it just in case. I'm going to bring it because most likely it will be the light I use. I normally do use my 8600, especially when I'm shooting outside. But I also bring a backup light. I bring the 8300. And I make sure I charge both of those batteries. Now, another thing I do is bring my extra camera. And I make sure I have it in my bag. So I have an extra camera. I use the Nikon D810, and I have an extra Nikon D810. Now, the reason why I bring an extra Nikon D810, even though it's outside, is that things do happen. Earlier, I was talking about the 8600. I did this shoot one time, and the wind hit my softbox, the 8600, boof, and the ball broke. It broke on my shoot, outside shoot, and I was like, ugh. But luckily for me, I brought a 8600 as a backup, which is why I bring the 8300 now as a backup. So I also bring extra cameras. It is an extra camera. So if you have an extra camera, it's really important to bring. You may not have something at the same great quality, but even if you have an old camera that you have, bring it, because the client really doesn't know. They maybe can tell when they look at the images at the end, but most of the time they can't tell. Another thing I do in preparation for my shoot is try to think about what things can go wrong. Like I mentioned, what things can break. So I think about, well, will it rain? If it rains, what will I do? As part of that, I actually bring a little mat that I can cover my stuff with as well, just in case. I also try to think about different poses before I go into my shoots, and sometimes I write those poses down. Um, Other than that, another thing I tend to do is just envision myself doing the shoot, what the picture's gonna look like, um, what will I what type of mind state I want to be in when it's happening. So those are the things I do when I prepare to shoot. I think in a future video I will do what's in my photography bag, just so you can kind of see what's in my photography bag when I go on the shoot. So those are some things I do when I prepare for shoots. Like I said, first I choose my lenses for the most part. I make sure my batteries are charged. I forgot to going back. The first thing I do is actually think about, well, what is this? What am I shooting? What's the environment going to be like? And then I choose my lenses, and then I make sure everything is charged up. And I also make sure I have extra batteries. So I do those checks before my shoots to make sure I'm ready and prepared for whatever can happen. Also, I make sure I have the backups, like I said before, and envision, well, what do I want it to look like. So there's some things I do for before my shoots to get in the right headspace. What are some of the things that you do for your shoots? If you have those things, just throw them in the comments. We always want to grow together. So anyway, with that said, do not forget to give this page and this video a like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you back in the next one. Peace. Oh, forgot one more thing. If you're going to do anything, or you're going to start any new creative habits, creative ventures, there's no day better than the present to start. Peace.